inflation directly impacts the mortgage rate. I think most people would follow that.
Yeah.
Inflation goes up, mortgage rates tend to get increased, or interest rates tend to get increased to try and depress spending. So last year, I said that the government was wrong. So this is 2025. The government projecting that inflation would drop to their target of 2%, and it didn't. And I said that it would be above 3, and I put a bracket of 3.5 to 4.5, and it ended up coming at 3.5. So I'm not going to predict an actual 3.487, but it's just directionally the government said 2, and I'm like, nah, 3.5 plus. So there are certain trends that I don't know whether it's me that's weird or something. I don't think it's difficult to see the likely consequences of something that governments do. So, for example, what are the big things we've seen in the last 12 months and will continue to see in the future? Well, we've got a certain Mr. Trump in the White House.
Yeah.
Has he made himself the Pope yet? Or
Not just yet. No, I think he's working on it.
I think he is. But one of the things we can be absolutely certain about, regardless of our personal views of with regard to the gentleman in question, is that he's decided to introduce tariffs. Now that has got to be inflationary. So it is inflationary, and there are a series of consequences that flow from that. But the biggest one, my number one prediction this year, is because I am one of them. I am the last of the baby boomers. So I don't know how much you know about the baby boomers, but after World War II, pretty much everyone said, phew, that was lucky, we're not dead. Good, the war's over.
Yeah.
And they started having lots of babies. And that is a thing that continued from 1946 all the way up to the year I was born in 1964. Why is that relevant? Where's he going with this? Well, I'm 61 years old, and I'm the youngest of the baby boomers.
Mm-hmm.
The baby boomers are the wealthiest generation that the UK, the USA, Europe has ever seen. Why is that relevant? Well, we're all in our 60s, 70s, even 80s, and therefore the houses, businesses, money, stocks and shares is beginning to get passed down the generations. So if I picked just the UK, for instance, the wealth transfer from the baby boomers is 5.5 trillion, which is a lot of money, even in Monaco.
It's a hard amount of money to even fathom.
Yeah, it is. The way I've simplified it in my mind is it's approximately twice the GDP of the UK. So everything, if anyone doesn't know what GDP is, it's all the stuff, all the services, all the cost of coffees, all the banks, everything that the UK produces in a whole year. Well, the baby boomers have got 2 years worth of that.
Wow.
Stored up, saved in their pockets, bank accounts, houses, whatever, and they're passing it down the generations. So the questions I'm asking really, given that that's a fact, it's happening, are you involved in that? So are you a baby boomer like me that's thinking about now, well, how do I pass this wealth on? Because I don't particularly want to give it to Rachel from accounts.
No.
So I don't know if you want to do that. I don't want to do that. And, or are you one of the people that's going to inherit it? Because the number one financial car crash that I see is when somebody has had a modest, normal amount of money and suddenly they've got tons.
Yeah.
So think lottery winner, think Premier League football player.
Yeah.
So looking at lottery winners in particular, 90% of them are bankrupt within a year.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are a child or a grandchild, or if you're a parent or a grandparent that's pushing money down the generations, have you thought that through?
Mm.
And I asked a series of questions, which I refer to in the full predictions document. Startling fact, for example, 75% of people in the UK don't have a will.
No.
So imagine you've got two houses, you've got a house you live in and maybe a seaside house in Kent or something, if you're a typical person in the southeast, or not typical, but many people would be there, and you've got £2 million worth of houses. Well, the first £500,000 will be inheritance tax free, and then you've got £1.5 million, and the government will come and take 600,000 off of your kids. Do you want that? Most people haven't thought about that. Most people haven't thought about one of my relatives, for instance, my great aunt Peggy. She got put in a nursing home at the age of 76. She passed away at the age of 96.
Wow.
She went in with £2 million. She came out, well, she didn't come out, but her will had 16,000 in it.
Wow, that's a massive drop off.
Well, yeah, okay. So if you are, and many people do, bless you.
Thank you.
if you end up in a position that you need a care home or nursing home, or even if you need people to come into your home to care for you, the NHS don't pay anything until your net assets are down to 17,000.
Wow. So this is one of the reasons actually I wanted to get into trading.
Okay.
I heard about how much it would cost to look after my parents in
Yes.
their later years if
Yes.
they need that type of
Yeah.
care. And I thought it was shocking that the government forced the sale basically of the property in order to pay for their
all
care.
assets, stock shares, everything.
All assets. And then how much it costs to actually look after them, even
Yeah.
in standard care, not
Yeah.
let alone good quality care.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I've spent time in a few care homes that I personally wouldn't want to get put into.
Yeah.
So yeah, as a visitor, I mean.
Yeah. So that's why that was what triggered my desire to build wealth.
Yeah. Yeah. And having built it, very quick example, one of my friends in Liechtenstein is a lawyer. He helps families with all this kind of stuff. And he very efficiently helped an American couple, mum and dad, who owned a furniture business to sell it and then pass those assets down to their children. And these two children inherited $106 million
Wow.
very efficiently. 1 year later, they got 6 million left. Because they'd had advisors that appeared from nowhere and said, "Oh, you should buy this restaurant. You should buy this." I think they even bought a casino.
Wow.
It's like, what are you doing? And so they've gone from 106 to 6. Now their parents must be just rotating,
Yeah.
like washing machines in the
Yeah,
grave.
yeah.
So, in my view, our job as wealth educators, let's call it that, which broadly we both are,
Yeah.
is to help create wealth and then protect it.
Mm-hmm.
And part of that protection is the efficient transfer to the next generation, in most cases, because I appreciate not everyone's got kids, but
Yeah. They are different skill sets.
yes,
The creating of wealth is one skill set. The protecting of it is another.
absolutely.